Hey, this is Mike, CEO, Sky Ridge Farm, here with Donavan Jones, our Farm and Operations Director, on a beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Out here at Sky Ridge Farm, it is it's nice, soft breeze, not a cloud in the sky. Just an amazing day, another amazing day here at Sky Ridge Farm.
Yeah, it can't be more than 75 right now either.
Not even close.
Hey, it's been a while since we provided an update to you, our VIPs. We do feel bad about that, but honestly, some realities we didn't plan for the biggest one was starting a farm in our 50s. The last 60 days have been very eventful. Lots of infrastructure work going on. A lot of time spent on getting the lavender fields both ready and planted. And I can honestly say that each day we ended, I went home and I was like, I'm going to get an email out, or I'm going to get a social media post out. I would eat something. I would sit on the sofa
and never leave.
Getting up to go to the men's room or anything was painful. Discovering muscles that I forgot I had.
Since like we were doing two-a-days back in high school football.
Yeah. Today we just want to provide you an update on our progress at the property, progress on our permitting, and some milestone, what do we call those? Milestone events?
Milestone events, milestone happenings.
Happenings, yeah, we had a word for that. We'll find it later. And then a little bit of updating on the VIP program itself to bring it up to speed. And again, we do apologize, it's been a while, but it has been a taxing couple months, but really rewarding as well. It's great to drive on the property, look to our right, and see these.
Every day they're growing a little bit larger, a little bit bigger, and every day I got to get out there and I got to prune.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing, as you don't think about it. When you plant this many plants, you want to direct their energy where it's going to be most beneficial.
Down.
And that means into their roots. The stronger, the bigger the roots, the healthier the plants will be. So Donovan's actually been grooming these little plants that have been starting to grow flowers to redirect the energy and their growth back into the roots and not into flower production. So it has been a lot of fun. It has been very exhausting, very
demanding,
good word.
Demanding on 50-plus-year-olds, yes.
So why don't we jump into the property progress?
Well, the property progress is, you may have seen it on Instagram, you may have seen it on the VIP page and our Urban Glamco Facebook page, is we have water on property. We have the water tanks up, we have the water running to the land, we have the irrigation in, and that's the big thing. 15,000 gallons of water right now, which more will come as we continue to develop.
But as Donavan said, that now gives us 15,000 gallons of stored water. We did get the irrigation system in to support both water on the property as well as the lavender fields. The last week we've really been spending time monitoring the plants.
Yep.
Found some areas that were underwatered, needed more pressure or a little longer watering. So we got a little turnover on some plant death, but that's to be expected. But yeah, the irrigation was a big one. We got electrical going, although that was its own little story. As I mentioned, when we bought the property, it had a solar system, off-grid system to support the well. And kind of another comical, painful, take it on the chin moment was the contractor we had out, Anthony, who's just a workhorse, a great guy, great work, just a hard charger, just a pleasure to work with. And he found a conduit and he called me up and he's like, hey, there's a conduit here. Can I break it? And I said, yeah, sure. We're going to demo it out anyways. Might as well go and break it now.
What's the harm?
Yeah, what's the harm? Well, what we didn't know is there was 3 really large electrical cables in that conduit. So as he tried to break it, it didn't break, it just flexed. And so he just kept pushing and he tore down the solar shed.
RIP solar shed.
And he's in his skid steer and the doors and windows are closed. I'm like 200 feet away and I can hear the stretching of the cable and the conduit pulling up out of the ground. And then I can hear and see the metal shed start to shred. And I'm running to him, but he can't hear me. So needless to say, that was its own setback. We ordered a replacement shed. They shipped us half a shed. We ordered another replacement shed. So we had to get that built. We had to buy a bunch of replacement electrical equipment, breakers and panels that were destroyed in the incident, and then get the solar company back out to wire everything back up. But we got that done. That all went really well. The material that we cleaned up is actually going to good use. I'm going to butcher this term, but there's an agricultural term called hugelkultur. And hugelkultur is where either in a raised bed environment or in a ditch, you can dig a ditch and you layer into it organic material. Yeah. So in our case, it's brush, it's oak trees, some manzanita, and you layer that with dirt and then organic. You then water it and then you topsoil it and then you grow there. And the benefit of that hugelkultur is that all of that organic material retains water. And then as it breaks down, it turns into nutrients for what you're growing on top. So it becomes very efficient in both nutrient management as well as water management. Yeah. So we have to water less. We have less nutritional concerns for what we're doing. And now we have a great area all prepped waiting for us to begin that process of watering and topsoiling. And I'm getting excited on that opportunity. Donavan laughs at me on this one, but I'm looking forward to potato growing.
There's several varieties of potatoes, but he's happy about potatoes. I'm happy about the lavender and the raised beds, what we can do with that.
I'm excited to see how hugelkultur will work, and then some of these niche things like potatoes. I know it's silly, but it seems like it'd be a lot of fun to do that. So we cleaned, we've raked, we've created our hugelkultur section. We've also cut pathways now. We've got drivable paths on the property through the lavender fields out to the north lawn and into the Emery Garden's going to be, and through where the future food forest will be. And then we've also carved our path, our drive path, all the way along the Lavender Ridge. All the way down into the canyon where Canyon Pond is going to be developed. And now that those are drivable, accessible areas, which is really exciting. Again, if you haven't been to our YouTube channel, Building the Ridge, we'd encourage you to go there. Please subscribe as well. But we bought this amazing drone.
360 drone that just, the evolution of my drone piloting has gone from I crashed and kind of had to buy another one, crashed and buy another one, to the easy use of this 360 drone that gives you absolutely stunning video. You guys that have been into the YouTube channel and see it, you're able to go and just be the point of view when you're flying it, but also you see that point of view when you get the video. And it's been amazing to be able to go over the property, down the paths of where, all the way to the Emery, taking the path all the way down over Lavender Ridge, where we'll have, crops and lavender and avocados and olives and all kinds of things. It's just been amazing, and it's an excellent tool to let you guys see what we're doing and what's in store, and for you to get excited as much as we're excited about what the drone can do and the land that we have shaped so far. So let me talk about the food forest. So in between the north lawn, which will be a lawn, and the Emery is a swath of ground where there's a path through it. But what we're going to do is we're going to level out that ground, and we're going to create what we've termed a food forest. So we're going to plant crops.
It's a real term.
It is.
I didn't make that one up.
I thought you might have made it up like the Emery.
I did make up Emery. Emery is a made-up word, just so everybody knows.
But what we're going to do is we're going to grow, we're going to plant trees, herbs, vegetables that work together and in tandem to not only sometimes enrich the soil, to give shade to what some plants that need shade, but these plants are going to work together and not work against each other for resources and the land. So it's going to be amazing coming from the north lawn. Maybe we do a trestle with fruit, or maybe we do a strawberry wall that you enter the food forest into this land, this little section, half acre or so of
it's about 0.7 acres. I think the best visual for me, and then we talked about this the other day, is that come with me. Yeah. Gene Wilder's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where they go into the factory and everything's edible. It's all explorable. In our instance, obviously, it's not candy, but the goal is that we create this very diversified, integrated garden
forest.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've all seen monocrops. So if you've seen a farm in Kentucky or Kansas, and it's, acres and acres of corn or wheat or soy or something, that's a monocrop. A food forest is really a diversified environment where you could take 5 steps and there's tomatoes, and over there there's grapes, and oh my God, there's a peach tree. And it's all designed so that each plant complements the other plants. And it's going to be, our intent in this design is for it to be experiential.
Yeah.
So it's something you can enjoy exploring. So I think the food forest is going to be a really interesting element of the property. I think it'll be something people want to come and see, even if they're not staying here. And I think it will make learning about farming, learning about regenerative farming, and really enjoying such a diverse collection of foods an experience. I think that's cool.
Herbs, fruits, and vegetables. Oh my.
So moving from the property progress onto permitting, an important update for everybody because it obviously drives our opening dates. In February, we signed our agricultural agreement with the county. The agricultural agreement, just to digress a little bit, is really a cornerstone element in our permitting pathway. Through this agricultural agreement, if our property met certain criteria, which it does, and we agreed to farm for 10 years, we would be granted certain exemptions in the permitting process. And principally, it was pulling an agricultural clearing permit. The importance of that exemption is that historically in San Diego County, that permit could take anywhere from 18 to 24 months and cost between $500,000 and $700,000.
Just insane.
When I started doing the research, I was confused until I tied the sections together and identified it. The good news is on a couple fronts. First thing is, even though we did play pong with the county, everybody at the county worked, they were great. They really were trying. We didn't get for one moment a sense that they were being bureaucratic and just trying to slow the project down or had no interest in our success. I think it was quite the opposite.
Yeah.
So that was a really strong thing. Secondly, they did escalate it to the attorneys for the county. The county council came back very promptly and said, no, this is correct. Here's how to handle this agreement and going forward. And so we got that put to bed. That allowed enforcement to come back and say, hey, you guys are good, go back to work. And through this process, it actually allowed us to make relationships with, I think, 5 different planners now.
Yeah. We know them all.
And with that, though, even, one thing is the inspector that came out called me, I don't know, 10 days ago or so, and he actually thanked us. He said, hey, thanks, Mike. We're sorry, that we got you stuck in this kind of quagmire for a little while there. So it turned out to be a really beneficial process or situation where we demonstrated to the county that we understood the regulations and we're following regulations. We provided a platform for the planners and enforcement to actually learn about this nuanced permitting pathway. And so I think in the end, it put us in a really strong position.
Absolutely. And when we say we're San Diego's first purpose-built agritourism farm, we're first.
Yeah.
And all those that come second are benefiting from what it took for us to get to where we are today.
Yeah, and just for clarity, we're not the first agritourism project in San Diego County. What we are is we're the first one that have been built with their entire regulatory structure in mind.
Yeah.
So you can go to a winery and there could be a food truck there. That's agritourism. You can go to a winery here in town or a farm, any farm in Humboldt, and you might have farm activities, part of agritourism. We're bringing it all together under one roof. We get the lodgings, we get food services, we get the brewery, we get agritourism, education and events and all that all under one roof. And we developed a project from inception to do this, not as a follow-on. That's all the positive side. The negative side is, while this agreement was intended to save us time, 18 to 24 months, it's actually cost us almost 4 months. So if you imagine, we signed the agreement in February, they recorded it in June 9th. And now we're kind of back to the point where we can start to get our actual permits in. It has cost us some time. Unfortunately, that's going to push back. We intended to open up the booking dates next week. And unfortunately, this delay is going to have us push that back. We're going to push it back to a minimum to the end of August. It may get pushed back to the end of September. The reason why I'm saying A, B, maybe is because we are asking the county to provide some consideration to us for the time we've lost. We're going to move on to another topic here. And this is really, I think, a good topic because one thing that we're most excited about, and I think I don't even know what the right word is, pent up, anxious about developing the opportunity for VIPs to come on property. Obviously, we've got a construction road ahead of us, but we recognize that there's going to be interim milestones, and each of these milestones may present and probably will present opportunities for VIPs that are local or who are down for a day trip to come on property, start to get acquainted with the property itself, the land, its shape, its access, its how to move around, where things are going to be.
The views, the beauty, the calm, the breeze. It is gorgeous out here in the middle of summer.
Yeah, but it can even be some volunteer opportunities, especially when we get to the food forest and things like that. So we just want to share some of these interim developments or milestones that have started and some that will start, and how you may be able to be a participant in those. And the first one is on our craft beverage program. I'm proud to say that one of those breweries, we actually won medals 3 years in a row at the Great American Beer Festival. We grew that product into 26 U.S. states, and we've already begun the development process for 3 of our craft beer styles. That will be followed by 3 styles of our adult tonics, and then there will be followed by 3 what we call FMBs, fermented malt beverages. The best example I can give you, if you can imagine that the tonics and FMBs, they all start with a clear, basically an alcoholic water. That's a fermented water, not a distilled water, which means that its alcohol content is 10 or 12% versus a spirit that would be 40%. And we've already started, the lager has been in finishing right now. As these beverages reach completion, our intent is to establish tastings where we will find the right venue, whether it's my backyard or it might be a local pub here, and bring some kegs in that will have contract brewed by a third party, because obviously our brewery won't be ready yet, and invite VIPs in and solicit your feedback, your comments on the product. And we're even thinking that we might be shipping samples out to all the VIPs that purchase stays. And so I'm super excited about that, because it's one of those tangible events, whether we host a tasting or we're able to send out some samples to our VIPs. That's one milestone that's coming up. So you've all saw that we've planted our lavender crops. We've planted, what are the genetics we've planted?
We've planted 22,000 Grosso, which is going to be for oil production. and 217 royal velvet. So the royal velvet will be going into the beverages. We'll be going into the menu. We're going to do butters.
Desserts.
We're going to do breakfasts. We're going to do all kinds of stuff with the royal velvet.
Well, I'm excited that once we get the bees on property that we could have, a lavender honey, which would be really interesting. But what we're doing right now is we've working with the same company, Victor's Lavender, who's been really great, is we've ordered, 100 pounds of dry flower.
Yep.
We ordered 1,000 half milliliter.
That's dry flower. It's not dry flour.
Flower.
No,
Yeah,
go ahead.
it's lavender flowers. So it's lavender flowers. We got 100 pounds of that. We ordered 1,000 half milliliter essential oils of the Grosso as well. We've ordered a automobile diffuser.
Yep.
And some really pretty kind of purplish lavender sachets. And my wife Michelle and my daughter Charlie are assembling these now as a first bloom gift set.
Yeah, so the first bloom gift set's going to be sick. It's going to have the lavender sachet, which I have in my backpack, and I open up my little, oh my God, it's just lavender. You're going to get the lavender oil. You're going to get the little diffuser, which is cool. You put it on your rearview mirror in your car instead of having like your local car wash or dangly, thing that kind of goes bad after a while. And you're going to have a car that smells of lavender.
But it's a tangible example of what is to come in our efforts here on Sky Ridge Farm. We wanted that to be the first kind of tangible gift that we send our VIPs who purchase stays. Now you can actually tangibly touch that plant. You can smell it. My daughter's doing that. She took a couple of samples, and every night before she goes to bed, she's putting a couple drops of lavender oil on her pillow.
On her pillow?
I stuffed the sachet in my pillowcase. It's just a small thank you from us so that you can tangibly experience what we're doing and what's coming. Let's talk about menu development, because we've
all
had
this talk of beer and lavender and food and what we're going to do here makes me hungry. So that right there is the key component of what we're doing with the menu development. The first mix of ground beef that Mike got was what, half chuck, half brisket? Was it half chuck, half brisket?
Yeah, 90% lean chuck and a whole brisket, and I think we got like 75 hamburgers out of that. We hosted some friends and family to come to my backyard, and Donavan, put on his chef skills
up, and we didn't make any sauces for that one, but we had friends come out and test it. Really good burger, good flavor, good.
I was afraid after, I ordered it on a kind of a, hey, I want to do this. And I thought 90% lean was the right thing to do. And then afterwards, we started doing research, like, no, it should have been like 80.
Yeah.
Because the fat really is an essential element in a hamburger. To our surprise, the fattiness of the brisket offset the leanness of that 90-10. And it was phenomenal burger. It was really good. I think that when you create a burger, whether it's the 50-50 burger or the tri-blend, throwing ketchup on it in some ways
is against the law.
It's a disservice. So Donavan created a smoky sauce, a chipotle
the garlic,
smoke,
the serrano honey, kind of mustard based sauce
that had nice spice. Did a garlic sauce.
That garlic sauce was
it was addictive.
It was a myth.
That smoky one, I swear to God, biting into that burger was like biting into a steak that just came off the grill. Yeah. And you smelled like, it tasted like you were biting into a still smoldering piece of perfectly marbled steak. Yeah. I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but it was that good. When you tasted the smoked sauce by itself,
you're like, woof, it's really, really strong.
It was overpowering. And the honey mustard that had the spice in it, it was a little hot too, but the second you put it on the burgers, that smokiness was just, it married perfection. Really? The garlic was addictive.
Yep.
And the reason we're talking about menu development is that we really see ourselves between now and opening, moving from a friends and family tasting environment
to a VIP kind of led,
exactly,
invited environment where we can either do it here or maybe in a little more controlled environment at your house where we can have people come over, see your nice pool, you have a great lawn. If we can make it happen out here and come on property. And you guys, maybe we do it half and half. Maybe we do a meet and greet and dinner at the house and then come up to the property for a visit. But inviting you guys to come and start to experience some of the stuff and getting your feedback. That's the big thing, is like, what do you think?
So keep an eye out. We're probably one or two more internal cookings before we start to bring you guys on. So that's a milestone that's coming, and it's one where, again, we see the opportunity to engage with our VIPs, to put a name to a face, to get to know us. If it's on property, get to know the property.
And to know your like-minded fellows that are VIPs, and create this community and excitement that we're building here at Skyridge Farm.
It is real. We are moving forward, but we want to engage these opportunities for tactical or tactile hands-on engagement. And I think the next one's really is going to be the model.
Yeah, the model is.
So if you can imagine, we need to build a number of our accommodations, and we've looked at a number of supply side websites. My wife's even sourced some materials to tangibly touch. We've had our landscape architect do some work. We've used AI to model some of the things we saw and liked. But what we really need to do is we want to build one guest accommodation. We want to really focus in on the interior design, the finishes, as well as the decorations. And then I think of equal, if not greater importance, we want to spend time on the hardscaping and the landscaping.
Yeah.
Where are we going to put the outdoor shower? Where's the fire pit going to go? Where's the soaking hot tub going to be? So we actually are working with suppliers now to get our first unit shipped. It will likely be a dome. It'll be the first one because it's the bigger of the two models that are planned.
Yeah.
When that's done, we are seeing a cocktail style reception.
Oh, absolutely.
And it'll be an all-day event. We'll start it at 12, end it at 8. So there's plenty of time for any of the local VIPs to come on up, have a snack, have a drink. Again, meet us, humanize the relationship, but tactically experience and see what we're building. And again, give us feedback. What do you like? What are we missing? Did we miss something? The next one will be the Emery Garden. And again, as we mentioned earlier, I'm a fan of making words up. But Emery is a I-M-M-E-R-I-E. If we look at immersion and we look at the Spanish, the Latin, immersio, I say, well, let's just call it the Emery. So it's an immersion garden. That's the outdoor spa, cold plunge, jacuzzi, sauna, massage bungalow.
An amazing view to the west. And I'll tell you one thing, now that my phone automatically auto-corrects to Emery, I think it's a real word now.
Yeah.
If Apple says it's okay, it's okay.
Hey, it's a brand. We want it to be a brand in the end. But I think the important thing, again, is we need time to finish the exterior. Like the sauna is going to come as a package.
Yep.
The massage bungalow, which is all glass, louvered ceiling, sliding glass doors. So you can open the doors, you can close the drapes or open the drapes. You can open the louvered ceiling. So you can enjoy an open air massage like you would in Mexico or Hawaii, right here in Jamul. But when it's done, again, we see that as a tactile opportunity for our VIPs to come out, do a cocktail reception, some snacks, some music, some drinks, spend a little while.
Getting to know each other. And what I really like about the Emery and what we're doing with the hardscaping is there's going to be crops, right? It's coming in from the food forest. So you get past the food forest into the Emery, and the landscaping and the crops aren't going to stop at the food forest. They're going to be darted around the blanket of the Emery.
You're gonna have to meander through the food forest to get to the Emery Garden, and that's going to be part of the experience. But even before you get to the food forest, you have to move through the lavender fields.
Yep.
When you come out of the lavender fields, you're going to end up at the northern lawn. The northern lawn is really a relaxation area. Throw a blanket down, bring a burger or a drink, or bring your own picnic basket, whatever, and have nice views and a beautiful breeze. Throw a ball or a frisbee. Be good with it because it'll take off if you don't. But again, whether it's the model unit, our beverage development, beverage program, our menu development, when we finish the Emery Garden, these will all be done before the Ridge House and before the brewery.
Yeah.
And so these are opportunities for us to engage, for you to come on property and see and tactically experience what we're doing. I don't know that we'll have the jacuzzi running during the cocktail party.
Maybe not.
But we'll see as we get closer. But it will be an opportunity for us, again, to engage our VIPs, allow you to experience the property firsthand and see what's coming. We've talked about where we were. We talked about where we are. And we talked a little about where we're going and the milestones that will be opportunities for VIPs over the next several months. But one thing we want to do is we want to update everybody on the VIP program. First and foremost, for those VIPs who fought through our launch window back in March, we know
Thank you for your patience and understanding.
We know we suffered some technical challenges. It was a bipolar experience. 1 second you're super happy that you got this incredible response, and the next second you're melting down because the phone won't stop ringing, emails that people cannot log into the platform.
Right.
Wish we could say it was our own platform, but as the world is today, it's cloud-based. We subscribe to a platform, and all we can do is apologize. So for those of you who fought through and made your purchase, thank you very much. For those of you who fought in and in the end did not, we understand. We appreciate the frustration that we put you through, and we look forward to the opportunity to make it up. And for those who didn't suffer it, thank God. So that said, we were happy with the results.
Yeah.
We reached about 50% of our booking goal, which was outstanding. We do want to close the other 50% between now and the time we open. And to that point, for VIPs who have not yet purchased your stay, we'd encourage you to make a purchase before August. In August, we're going to launch kind of a VIP 2.0 campaign. So we encourage you to do that. If you haven't seen the link, it's https://book.visitskyridge.com. Go there and grab your discount and get in the first booking window position. So anyways, having said that, now that Lavender's in the ground, we're really into a paperwork, planning, permitting. We will have the time and the energy to keep everybody apprised as we move into Food Forest and the model development. These things will be a little bit more contractor driven, and less Donavan Mike driven. So we'll have the energy to keep you guys apprised. Again, thank you for your support.
The patience has been amazing.
And we do look forward to you participating in interim milestones. And I hope everybody has a great summer coming up.
Good night, Shirley. From Skyridge Farm.